Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's video, if you haven't already noticed in the thumbnail, I'm going to be showing you how I use my crayons, both Crayola and Neocolor IIs, in my coloring books. And I picked just two of the books that I'm recently working in, where they work pretty well. They don't always work together in all of my books, but from a newer book, they work very well in fairy tales and folklore. And then in my favorite coloring book, they work very well in mouse guard. So an example from a page that I was working on, what I did was I based this in Neo 2's watercolors, whatever water medium I based it in, and then I went over it right here on this part with Crayolas and Neocolor IIs. And I'll show you my method. If you watched my weekly channel update video, or weekly coloring update, I believe is what I call it, I went over it a little bit there. So here's an example here. So I usually use pencils in here, but sometimes I will use crayons and things like that. In my next copy of this, I'm only using pencils, so I use this one to kind of explore. So I think I will color a little bit in this one on this page, because this page is completely based already, except for like the little pictures and the really tiny details where I'll probably go in with pencil. But here's another example of a page that I was working on. In here I did the yellow flowers with the crayons. In the Neo 2s, I also did these green leaves here and the brown on the branches here. And I believe I did it on the purple part of these flowers, like the reddish purple. I don't do it on like for the whole page. I like to have different things on my pages, but if you can see, these are Crayola and Neo 2s. So here's another page, and this is the one I showed in my weekly update. And we'll do a little bit in this one because I have those colors still sitting out. But in my weekly update, I showed you guys this one, and I did this little flower together with you guys. I did that one little petal. We did that together really quick on my update. So here's the colors I used for Crayola. I used orange, yellow, and white. And then for my Neo 2s, I used orange, yellow, and pale yellow. Now, if you don't have Neo 2s, Neo 1s work. I don't have any Neo 1s, but they're essentially the same thing. Just that the Neo 2s are water soluble. You can also use something like maybe gel crayons. Those work. I think, oh, who's the brand? There's a brand on Amazon that's kind of similar to Neocolor IIs. You can just like search on Amazon for like water soluble crayons or something like that, and you know, that brand should pop up. I can't remember the name of it. View has them actually. So View, if you're watching, if you don't mind putting the name of them down in the comments for us, that would be great. So here's my method. I start with the Crayolas, and I'm just gonna zoom in so we can work on this flower. I know some of you don't like when I zoom in for too close, but we're only working on this flower. So my method, and it completely goes against how I normally color. Normally I color light to dark. In this case, I color dark to light. So I actually put down the darkest color first. And I put down the Crayolas first. So, and I haven't tried it the other way. I don't know how it works when you put the Neos down, because the Neos are more pigmented than the Crayola crayons. So they're gonna have more color and more everything. So I put the Crayolas down first, and I like the way that it feels when the Crayolas go down first and then the Neos on top. It has a nice kind of interesting finish. So then I take the yellow and I come in with that next. And they do blend pretty good together on their own. The issue I have is that they're not, if you look at it compared to this one, it's not as pigmented. So that's my main reason for going in with the Neo 2s on top. But also I just like the way it feels. And I know there are some people who are out there that regularly colors with crayons, so they're probably way better at this than I am. And personally, I would go and watch a video with them, but this is just how I do it, because I don't regularly color with crayons. So I'm sure they are more detailed with theirs and so on and so forth. I'm not really sure, because I don't watch any crayon videos because I don't color with them. I probably should have, so I could probably explain this a little bit better, but I think it kind of defeats the purpose to watch a video and then then I wouldn't really be teaching you how I do it. I would be teaching you how someone else does it, and then in that case you can just go watch the video yourself. So I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. So you can leave this like this if you don't mind it being not as pigmented. I mean, it's pigmented, but it's not as pigmented. Plus, also for me, it doesn't have that smooth like finish. You can still see some of the white space. So then what I do is I will come in with the Neo 2s or 1s or whatever crayons you have that are more pigmented than the Crayolas. Gel crayons work nice because they leave a nice textured film over it. And I just come in and I put some more pigment down. And I still work in circles like I do with pencils. I do not activate them with water. I leave it just the way they are. And then for this one, I actually, instead of white, I'm bringing in the pale yellow. Because I want it to be, I don't want it to be white. I want it to just be a very light yellow, but I didn't have a very light yellow in the Crayolas, so I went with white. So that way, when I go over it, it'll be lighter than that first yellow I put down. So that's how that works. And I know I showed you that in the weekly update video, but I'm showing you again because this is a separate video. So I'm showing you again. Now, I'm gonna go and do this for the whole flower, you know, on my own time, but I didn't want this video to be very long. So let me show you another example, or we'll do another one rather, in mouse guard. And let me zoom out while I get, you know, situated. Now, in this one, I thought we could, that page that I showed you guys, this one, I thought maybe we could do like this tree or a part of it and see, we'll do like this little tree piece right here, just because I don't want the video to be very long. So this is how I'm going to show you how I pick out the colors. So I have the Colors of the World crayons here, and I have my 24 pack. These are all the regular Crayolas I have. I'm thinking of getting a bigger pack just for more color variety, but as of right now, this is all I've got. So I still have my little card where and hopefully I can get it without making a mess or dropping something. I have my little card still, and sometimes I will test the colors to see what they look like this. And of course the tree is not going to be the same color because I don't have those colors in crayons. So the tree is going to be a bit darker, which I think, I mean, I could always do like an orange or something. But here I'm just testing the different browns I have. And I think this deep golden was nice, or this medium. Is this the medium one? I like the medium deep golden, but I also have like a brown over here. This is just regular brown, which I think I like these two. They're a bit similar though. And if I want like some really deep shadows, I can come in with an extra deep color. I can do 3, something like that for the tree. Or if I want to keep the tree the same, I can use this combo for like the wood. So we can do maybe some wood pieces because I kind of like the color of the tree, and I don't have in Crayola those colors. So maybe this isn't the best thing to start with because I have the colors similar in Neo 2s, or I can get pretty close. So I can do something like this brown and this brown. So we have the darkest, and then we have the medium. Or I can do this one and this one because I don't know if I like the way that looks. So we'll do this brown and this brown. That looks better because that kind of matches it more. What color is this? This is medium deep golden from the Colors of the World set. And I also have like a medium almond, which is fairly light, but it's not quite the same color as what I'm looking for. So you can have your darkest, and then this is extra deep almond. So let me see if I can find an extra deep golden or deep golden, because that might match better. Very deep rose. Here's extra deep golden. That might match better. This is very dark. And then we have medium deep golden. Yeah, so we'll go with that. And then we'll just kind of fade off. Since I don't have that color in the Crayolas, we'll fade it off. And then for the Neos, I want to try to get something close to these colors. So for the darkest, I do have, what is this here? This is Toledo brown. Nope, that might be, I don't think that's quite, this is Van Dyke brown. Yep, we're gonna go with that. And then for the lightest one, I have, or not the lightest, but the one in the middle, maybe cinnamon. Cinnamon might be too dark. Maybe ochre. Ochre's pretty close, I think. Let me just check. Ochre, I think, is pretty close. It's a little goldeny. Maybe this raw sienna. That's a little bit closer. And then we can actually use like golden ochre for the lightest color. So we'll try that. So I like to try and experiment. Now for the Neos, I have the full set of the Neos, which is tempting me to get a bigger set of the crayons. But then I would have to justify that by actually using them quite a bit. All right, so we're gonna do this smaller one here, and that's just for time purposes. But if you guys want to see more of some crayon coloring, let me know down in the comments. So I'm just going to put it on this side because I want my shadows on the left. And I'm not doing anything complicated as far as shading goes. This is the Crayola now. Remember, I put the Crayola down first. And that's just how I do it. But feel free to experiment because you might like it the other way around. It might look good to you the other way around. So give it a shot. This is the medium color now coming in. And remember, we're fading this one off because we don't have that lightest color. So we're just kind of leaving it. We're not going all the way to the edge. And I'm actually gonna come back in a little bit deeper with this. Right? Okay, so now I'm gonna come in with my neos and I'm gonna follow that. And I'm just putting the shadows in first. And this is after I've already based the page. I don't think I've tried it because this paper is pretty smooth, so I don't think I tried it by itself, like Crayola straight up and then without any basing. But I might and see how it works and see what happens here. But you can get a lot done with this. With these two, especially for bigger areas. I don't typically do it for smaller areas and smaller details. I like to keep my pencils for that, but for bigger stuff like this, it's definitely helpful because you don't have to keep going over it. It covers it fine. So, and that's it. And there you go. And this is all with Crayola and, you know, some type of water-soluble crayon. But don't add the water. Just leave it dry. So, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a rather short one, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you have any questions, just ask me down in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.